Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this video what we're going to be doing is the base on this fella and the banner on this fella. Sorry, I'm just not looking forward to doing that banner. So what we're going to do first is the base here, and what I'm going to start off with, I'm going to put Captain Skull on one side. I'm going to be using some dark earth paste from Vallejo, and you've seen me use this a few times before, and the reason I'm using this is because, as you can see, there are a couple of holes in here for pegs for the horse's feet. I want to fill them in, so I'm just going to get my little sculpting tool, whatever you want to call it, and just add some of this on the top there and smooth it out, and the same at the back here. What do you know, this one at the back won't blooming fill in. There we are. Now I am hoping that we've got those filled. Any undulations or whatever, we can always pop some static grass on or something, but we'll have to wait for that to dry now, so hopefully it will be done by the end of my attempt at doing the banner. Now, I was going to start doing the banner at the end of the last video and then stopped because I couldn't remember which way the blue and the red was on the banner. Well, if I'd have carried on, I'd have been doing it right. So the banner is split into two halves vertically, the blue half on this side, the red half on that side. So let's just slap some paint on. Now this looks quite pale. It's the Altdorf blue, which we've been using before on the cape or the robes of this fella. We will be going over with a dark blue wash, what do we call this, Drakenhof Nightshade wash, so don't worry about it being a little paler than you'd think. I'm actually putting it on quite thickly. I'm not doing this as a wash like I was doing on the model. And as you can see, I'm not too fussed, shall we say, about the vertical line, because I'm picturing this as being damaged, torn, worn away, whatever, and the red not being there as much as the blue is. So I'm just trying now to match up the vertical lines so that it's the same on both sides, or as near as the same as I can get on both sides. And once I've done this, then we can do the red. Yeah. Where the red and the blue meet, there may be a little bit of an overlay. It's just a case of having to disguise any colour change that we come across. Hopefully the washes will do that for us. But the one thing I'm really not looking forward to doing is the freehand stylised skull that they have on those. But hopefully I can do an adequate job. So my freehand is not the greatest. I'm just wondering whether blue should come over a little bit more, because it doesn't look as though it's half and half. Okay, so what we need to do is that, and I'm going to get some more off card blue. I've used most of it that's on the palette because I didn't put much on because I was only using it for the highlight colour when I was finishing off the robes. There we are. I do not think we're going to get to finish this in this video. The reason I'm saying that is because unless this stuff that I've put on the base here dries, you never know, we may be lucky. Who knows? Who knows? Right, so that's the outdoor guard blue done, and now we're going to be using Wazdaka red, which is that colour, and this is going to be going on the very ends. And it says quite a vibrant red, but we'll be knocking it back with a red wash. suppose there's ways of doing this to make it much more neater, shall we say. Problem is I haven't found anything that's really good for masking, although I have heard that Copydex, the white glue, is good for masking, but again we're talking having to paint something on. And if, like me, you don't have a very steady hand, there may be some issues with the straightness, but as it stands it doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to leave that there for a second and come back to this. It's still not dry fully, so what I'm going to do, instead of keep faffing about with it, I'm going to use a bit more of the paste into the hole, scrape the rest of it off, the same on this side. So by scraping this like this, it's getting on the loose areas off that's just flat, not the loose areas, the part that's just flat against the top. It takes that bit off and leaves the hole all filled in, all being well. And now what we can do is, using Rhinox hide, straight out the bottle, because bear in mind this was called scorched earth, so we can do the base colour for this on the bottom here. As I said, this is just the base colour, we're not doing, we're going to be dry brushing stuff on this as well. Oh god, I've just gone over the flipping hoof of the horse. Let's try, too much water. Let's see if I can salvage any of this. It'll be a second. Sorry, just had to be off camera then for just a second while I tried to salvage what I could. And we've reverted back to using a wash on this. For the simple reason is I've flooded the entire base, so rather than run the risk of damaging the horse trying to drive it or dry it all, I might as well just use all the water on there and make a wash out of the paint, and then once it dries I can get back to highlighting it properly. But there's the horse done. What's the banner like on the rider? Is that ready for its washes yet? Yes. Drakenhof Nightshade is the first one we're going to be using. This is going to be going over the blue areas. As you can see, it's adding that depth to the colour. There we go. Now let's see if I can do something clever with this. The chances are probably not, so I can't do what I did on the first one because it's too wavy. There's too many crenellations in the design of the flag for me to just go straight up with a to do a solid line there, but not to worry. What we'll do next is the Carroburg Crimson. I'm trying to be incredibly careful where the two colours meet. But there will be some areas where they will bleed into each other, and that might give an interesting effect. And there we are. That's the flag done. Might have been an interesting idea to just wash it all under Carroburg Crimson. And we don't know. So we have to wait now for that to dry before we can do anything else. As far as the horse, the base of the horse is concerned, we'll have to wait for that to dry. I'm not going to end this video here. I'm just going to postpone it and let it run on a little bit. Well, not so much run on, but I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Using my friendly neighbourhood knife, I'm going to scrape off the paint on the back of the horse. I'm going to take off this fella, and I'm going to do, in fact he's not been done underneath, and I'm going to, where are you? Get my super glue out and put a spot of super glue on top there and down the edges. He's done. And when I come back after giving this a chance to dry, I can finish off painting this and then do the what you call it, the stylised skull on the flag. Fingers crossed I can do the stylised skull on the flag. I'm not looking forward to that bit, but that will be when we come back in a matter of seconds as you see the video. Okay, we're back. The banner, the wash on the banner is all dried now. and all we have to do is get the design on it. Right, so easier said than done, I'm afraid, but let's give it a go. So we want some white on our thin brush, and what we want to try and do is get a circular shape brush unfortunately splitting, ouch, but let's see what we can do. It's not the best freehand, unfortunately. I'm not very good at freehand painting like this. And there's one. And finally, oh dear, this, as I said, it's not going to be brilliant, but it's going to be as best as I can do. Oops. I've gone slightly amiss with that one, I'm afraid, but that's not too bad. What I want to do now is a very watery highlight on the top of the skull and of the banner boss. If we do a watery highlight, it doesn't have that ridge, not ridge, but it doesn't have that sharp edge to it, it won't blend in. But there we are. There is our Undead Cavalry. I hope, Matt, that you enjoyed the video series. I hope this is the colour scheme that you were wanting, and more importantly, I hope you like the finished model. Quite honestly, I think this flag is going to be, what's the word I'm looking for, painted over in my normal, or my in the colours that I've used, the purples, and that way it won't fit in with my army. I'll probably do all the armour here as well, but for a what's the word I'm looking for? For a novelty. I've enjoyed painting this, I must admit, but as I say, freehanding is not my expertise, I'm afraid, which is why it looks a little bit iffy. But as I say, I hope you like it, I hope you enjoyed the videos, and I hope this is the kind of thing you were looking for, Matt. Okay, so that's it from me. Until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.